Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Welcome back to our discussion on bulk solid handling and transportation. We have been discussing now the transportation machinery for underground mines, and in that we have discussed some machinery and system that are used in underground coal mining. Today I will be discussing about a machine which is used in mostly underground metalliferous mining. This machine called low profile dumper. This low profile means that its height is lower, so that it can work in a very confined space. So, you can see in that figure a dump truck which is of very low height, so that it can work in the galleries of a underground mine. So, now in an underground mining, these conditions, there is a biggest problem is the maneuvering the equipment. That is why, as you can see in that figure, this type of truck which is having a box for dumping, this box, and then the front part which is having a connections between them is hydraulically articulated. This is an articulated type of dump truck. Regarding the dump truck used in open cast mines, we discussed earlier, and you know about the dumper, their operations and other principles, which are loaded by, in underground mining, by a loader which is called a side discharge loader, or it can be a load hole dumper, that is also LHD and SDL. These two machines are operating in combination with this low profile dumper. So, today I will be giving a just brief introduction of what is this low profile dumper, so that you can explain the application of this in underground mines, and you can describe the features that what this type of equipment is having. Also, you will be learning few names of manufacturer, so that you can explore their websites to find out the different models they are now being used across the world. Now, another thing over here, you should know that this machine are used in hard rock mining, because in the hard rock mines the space which can be created in underground is easier, and that gallery which is formed also good for maneuvering these machines. Now, you know that these machines, it has got a number of features, particularly that in operating in underground mines, its dimensions should be small. At the same time, when it is a hard rock, the density of the material is high. So, that is why the total weight will be coming more. So, in a low height, to accommodate nowadays even up to 21-30 ton, they can be taken over this machine. So, the most important is how you will be powering this machine with engine. So, as a engine power up to 450 kilowatt, it is being provided there. So, there are lot of development has taken place in the engine manufacturing, that has led to development of this machine. One company, that is Sandvik. Sandvik is one of the companies like Caterpillar and other most of the mining machinery manufacturer, they have also got their models, but one of the latest model is this TH545i. This I means it is an intelligent machine. So, in a modern the low profile dumpers, they have incorporated lot of digital applications to make it an intelligent machine. So, as you can see that this TH545i some features are, its dimension is 10.7, 3.1 to 2.9 meter, that is the length of the machine with the dump and the engine equal to 10.7 meter, and its width it can work up to 3.1 within a height of 2.9 meter. Its capacity is 45 metric ton, and weight of that machine, that is at the time of operating it goes 36 ton, and as I said, engine power is 450 kilowatt, and it can work in underground conditions with a speed up to 30 kilometer per hour, and in empty without load it can be little more. Now, this to use this machine in underground mine, the roadways, their dimensions should be 4.5 meter by 5.5 meter, that is your height of the your roadways, it required to be 4.5 meter. So, that its 2.9 meter height, and then when it is in the it can also dump in underground with its box elevated. And the intelligent control system which is incorporated here is the special features of this machine, and there is also an integrated weighing system. This option exactly is there, so that the operator, they are operating it at that time, the loading it controls by the loader, so that the optimum amount of material are getting filled. So, this machine it can work with more than 95% bucket filling capacity, it can be used. So, that by the giving a signal, that is even if it is not properly loaded, the operator will not start the machines to go. And it is also possible that this machine nowadays undergoing automations, that is without persons, this machine can work by a program that that is autonomous vehicle concept has been used in underground to operate with it. And also all the data that can be transferred to surface, so that the whole operations can be controlled even remotely. Now, this another important feature is that this machine, so that the all operations can be done safely and the maintenance operations can be done promptly, that is why all the necessary monitoring instrumentations and your equipments are also provided over here. So, this machine is always a high power and low machine own weight. There is the materials which are used for construction of the chassis and the body and the parts, they are selected in such a way that the self weight of the machine is less, so that it can carry maximum material. By that, this productivity is increased. And that you have seen in the previous one, that this machine, there are certain components are given, just like your this you can see here lot of this leather and other parts are provided in the machine, so that you can also examine that while maintenance and all are there in the machine, whenever it is required, that access to the top also is possible. That is, you need not take the machine to the garage for inspecting and checking, there itself the persons can do the operation, they can get access to the height also. Now, high engine peak torque and the torque rise allow this less downshifting and better acceleration. This is an important feature, because that engine is now capable of providing that required additional torque when it is to negotiate a curve when it is driving at its high speed. So, at that time, so that is why the engine provided are of a advanced capability, which can when the speed is there at that time also it can increase its torque. That is your high engine peak torque and the torque rise. For that they need not, normally what is done, whenever extra resistances are coming, then we shift the driver go to the lower gear. Now, that even at a higher gear it can get additional extra torque, that system is there. Then peak torque is delivered at low engine RPM for better fuel economy and reduced noise. This is another feature, it is claimed by Shenbeck. They incorporate many of the machines, they use Volvo engines. Then using a 90% fill factor, in box selection, that ensures that the truck can use its whole capacity, because it has got a 45 ton maximum capacity, but if the box is not properly filled and if the spillage take place, then there will be reduced productivity. So, that is why the box is designed in such a way, and you can select from the different designs depending on your material and your loading system, that by which machine you are loading and then what type of material you are loading, that depending on in which way you have owned the material, whether you have it is a blasted rock or it is a by a loose rock which you have mechanically excavated without blasting, that type of material have got different property, and then to put it on that box, that is that dump body we say sometime, this they will be done in such a way that at least 90% fill factor is attained. And also there is a ejector box, that means in the box they have got a hydraulic mechanism at the bottom, at the place of your where you are to dump the material, you need not even raise the dump body vertically, so that you can push from the back the whole material and it can be released. So, that type of system makes this machine to work even in a confined space also it can dump, particularly from the face it will be bringing the material and it will be giving to the chute where it is that ore boxes for lowering, and then after that it can be loaded to a conveyor belt in underground. So, that type of unloading arrangement requires a ejector type of box. Then maintenance and serviceability of this machine is also very important. So, to make it so that the machine designed in such a way that it has got automatic central lubrication system. Now, the lubrication is a very important thing in any machinery, because if that do not do a proper lubrications, the heat generated may give a seizure and then the parts get damaged. Now, here the automatic central lubrication is such that you are having your machine is in a stop position and your parking brake is there. If you disengage the parking brake, automatically your automatic lubrication will start. So, this type of arrangements are there, and as we said that there are safer maintenance access, that your separate ladder and other barricades are given, so that when you are to do the maintenance they can put these things up, and then when you are not doing it you can remove it very easily and then place it over there. So, that is called in machinery design called maintainability. That is the maintainability factor, as the bed B maintainability factor, the manufacturers ensure that by accessing the components by operational ease, that is for whatever the maintenance activities are foreseen, they are kept in mind in designing, in provisioning the facilities, so that the time required for maintenance is less. By that in a real operation, that mean time to repair is reduced. So, this is always done by improving the maintainability. Sometimes when if you can analyze the different makes of machine, say a Caterpillar machine, Sandvik machine, or Rockmac machines, you take over there, consider the features and find out that which machine is more maintainable, because if you are to select a machine for your operation, you will have to see that how you will manage the technology, so that you can get better productivity. For that purpose, this maintainability aspects need to be seen, and here these machines, they claim they have got a safer maintenance access. And there is also the engine cooler, that is a very important thing, because if engine get heated up, then there will be problem, and for that they have added additional features, so that it gives a very easy engine cooling systems. So, you have got these machines of very high capacity machines. You can see here the specifications, that is the heaped capacity is 45,000 kg, that you know about the capacity of this type of dumpers are given by the Society of Automobile Engineers specification. They give as a stack capacity and heaped capacity. Stack capacity is just like when you fill a glass full of water, at that time it is called your stack capacity up to the brim. But if you put some rice or some other type of sand in a mug, then you always get a heap at the top. So, that portion is called your heap capacity. The triangular upper portions, it is kept over there, the twice, that is the slant height, and then one is the, that is 2:1 ratio they make it, and that when it is full, it will be giving 45,000 kg. And then normally that buckets, for such a machine, the capacity of the bucket and volume capacity is 22 meter cube. So, then depending on this, if you are deploying these machines in a very high density material mining, there you can calculate out how much ton you will be getting over there. Now, this there could be always a different ranges. Now, this machine works in 7 gears. So, you can see that the minimum velocity we can get, speed you can get 5.4 kilometer per hour, and then at the 7th gear it is capable of giving 30 kilometer per hour. And then that while operating, the operating weight, it can go, that is 36 ton, and then this load is distributed, that is your bucket or that box is designed in such a way, when the box is completely filled, at that time your front axle and rear axle will be sharing the total load as a ratio of 26 ton and 9 ton. And then another important thing is that the tire, the dimensions of the tire is given as a 29.5 R25E4, that is the specifications of the tire manufacturer. They can standard, you can get it from any that standard manufacturer tire. So, these are the special features of this machine. You can see that when it is totally loaded, at that time it can go up to 81 ton. So, that is why the power calculation, that is what will be the driving power up to 450 kilowatt. Now, here in this figure you can see the how operation, that is your dimensional things are there. So, that you will have to make the select a machine for a particular mining condition, making it compatible to operate over here. As you can see here, in an underground mine or in a tunneling operation, the tunnel, it is giving a, you are having a semicircular opening, and even that it will be working, the tunnel may be having a curvature. So, that negotiating the curvature, this will require that your this articulation, that articulated where you are having the hinge point here, at that how you can take the turn within this. So, as a 45 degree you can have it over here, and then from there you can find out from the machine dimensions you can design the that your mining requirement, but in many time the mining conditions, geomining conditions is the main constraint, and for that constraint what you need to do is you will have to just take this part, that is your dimensions, and then you check in the design. So, it may so happen that certain machine, in spite of matching with your the capacity, because of the dimensional conditions you cannot select. So, you should always that refer to the leaflets or the design specifications given by the machines and see that whether under your operating conditions these are compatible or not. So, similarly, your height, that is if your ore passes where you want to unload over there, what should be the height required, that will be given by this that from the manufacturer catalog. So, these dimensions, operating dimensions are very important. Now, another features of this modern machinery which are being used in tunneling operations and in many of the your underground mining operations, particularly in the hard rock mining, you can see that many of these machines are being used in Finland. Finland is known for its very deep hard rock mines, and there the digital applications are doing a lot of services, out of which some of the standard commercially available that solutions are this AutoMine, OptiMine and this knowledge box. These are they are operating with the different machinery manufacturer. Now, this AutoMine, it is a fleet management, that is truck fleet management system. This AutoMine, it is also used in surface mining for the total fleet management, and then the autonomous production system they control over there. What they do, that is your that machine safety, whether it is while moving within the mines with the different negotiating different curves, and then how much exactly the cycle time it is taking. So, it will be controlling that, it gives the equipment that even you access remotely, or it can operate over there, so that the cycle time is reduced and that your productions can be improved. Then there are OptiMine, that for optimizing underground hard rock mining production for, and that by they integrate with the different assets, that is your the operation of this machine, it is also dependent on the loading side, whether you are loading it by side discharge loader, front end loader, or by overpass, depending on where you are deploying. And also it will be having some operator will be there. There may be at some places in the mine you have got a signal for the controlling the traffic. So, all those different assets are combined together, their total integrated solution is given, and such type of this digitalization of the system, it increase the productivity and also give the total operating costs can be reduced for enhanced profitability. Now, there is also a knowledge box is the concept in which they are having a lot of sensors they use in the machine, and then while it is operating, all the required informations are accumulated, they collected, and from that receiver it is transferred. In surface mine it is easily through the transfer from underground mine, it can be transferred from to their intermediate stations, and from there it can transfer to the surface, and that may be in remotely. So, this type of automated and then this digital control systems, or that is your information technology and communication technology, that have been incorporated smartly, so that this machine they have been very smart today, and that is why it is called a digital machine, and that is why that model it gives that it is an intelligent machine. So, another important thing is that this proximity detection system, it is also a very widely used these days in machinery, and here because in a constrained spaces you will be working. So, whether it is coming, that is your dangerous proximity to another machine or another obstructions, at that time it can automatically control it, because now there is a engine control, electronic control unit is there. That electronic control unit, it is nowadays they are working in the principle of that your IoT, by which exactly the control is automated. The lot of development in the engine side and engine governing side. So, this is the way the modern machinery is digitalized. So, there are different models and their dimensions are given. It is now you can see here, it is a Caterpillar machine. In that Caterpillar machine also you can see from this figure how the material is exactly kept in, so that it can get an easy flow. So, when it is little bit raised condition, that this becomes just like a chute, and so that the material will be coming out. You can see that different your engines are located in such a way, which is the very important component of the whole machine, and these are all turbocharged machine. They need to take care of that, how that your air which is coming up and then that exhaust it is using for exactly enhancing the power by turbocharging. And you can see now that globally a lot of companies are there, particularly Caterpillar, Komatsu, Hitachi, Liebherr, Bellage, Volvo, Astra, Weichai, this, and then Volkswagen and Johnstruck, Sany. These other automobile manufacturers are also manufacturing these days this type of machines, because the component manufacturers are globally few, that hydraulics they take it from the different and then they design, and depending on the situations they can be there. So, as a learning exercise, what you need to do, take the some of the model, base model and the latest model of these companies and compare their different features. What features? Features of their engine, that is features of their articulations, features of their box type, then their control, their maintainability. Under few headings, if you compare, then you will be knowing that what is the present level of technology of these machines are there. So, there are a number of references. I have said that Rocksmack machines you can study, Sandvik's, and then as a overall that about more than 10-12 companies review, you can find out. There is a website of this Chinese manufacturer. The Chinese manufacturer's website has given a brief review of all the different leading manufacturers. So, you can study about that and you will be knowing. So, the basic introduction of the underground mining trucks will help you in studying the machine for developing expertise in technology selection. Now, why I have introduced it so briefly about this machine is, ultimately if you are working in a field, you will have to be selecting, you will be a selection person for different applications. So, equipment selection is a area, and for that you need to start at least having the basic information and baseline knowledge about this subject. So, as a learning activity, you develop a model for estimating the operating cost of operating low profile dumper in underground mining. Some of you for your project work, for your other that is your own academic interest, you can take it. And then possible site for case study is uranium mines. In the Uranium Corporation of India Limited, their mines they are using this low profile dumper, and you can easily communicate with them, get their data for academic purposes, and if you can develop a cost optimizing model for it will be useful, and maintenance analysis of low profile dumper and prediction of maintenance cost. So, this could be a title for your another study. Some of you should come, and if you need to know that what should be that type of your algorithm you should use and in which way the data should be presented, this if you are more prone to the digitalization of these systems, you can do it over there, and if you need any help you can contact us. Thank you.